So this video might be pretty short, but I think there's a good lesson here, and it was one for me at least, and I wanted to share it with you, which was, you just got to work harder, and that's really what I'm going to be exploring. We quite often think that we're working hard enough. We trick ourselves. I know I did today. I worked hard, but I could have done it harder. I could have been further. And what stopped me from actually working hard was knowing what to do. Even though I could have figured out what to do, knowing, having it already figured out was it's a totally different thing. And it took me a while to get to that point. Lots of procrastination, lots of undoing things that I accomplished because I didn't know what to do with myself. I knew I was supposed to be doing something, but I didn't know what to do. But I knew I could figure it out if I just sat down and wasn't all ADD. And it was a really interesting fight until I figured, what is it that everybody's doing that I'm not doing? And after some YouTube videos of procrastination, I come to the answer that I think is the correct one. They're working harder than me. And work sometimes doesn't look like actual productive work. It can be invisible, like figuring out what you're supposed to do. So how did I do that? One of the things that was helping and got me to the point of knowing what to do, I stood in my room, just like right over there, and I pretended I was in this chair here on the computer. And I was like, okay, well, what would I tell myself to do if I hired myself? Thinking, okay, I don't have to worry about the details. And then I'd be like, okay, then what would I tell them after? And so on. And I just kind of had 3 different chores to do. And that was really it sounds so obvious, it's so dumb, but we get in our own ways. I do. And man, just trying to build things and do your own work and being your own motivator and all that business is it's so difficult. It's so difficult. And people really don't applaud people who are starting businesses and do online things and figuring out how worlds work when they're new to it. It's tough. And you got to be you have to become a different person to be able to do it and actually make it work. So I had an awesome day today. I had some really great things that happened that were really new for me. But to get to this point was really weird. It's like building a confidence. And that only came through the hard work. And then I tweeted earlier today that physical pain doesn't hurt as much as mental. And I think that's one of the truer things I've thought of and said in a long time. And that's kind of where I'm at. And the way that you feel that real mental pain is you work hard. So where's the silver lining? What's the happiness here? And it's actually a really happy message is if you work really hard, really hard, and really push yourself, even though you don't know what you're doing, you're going to learn. You're going to learn really fast, and you're going to get ahead. And you're going to find yourself in a place and become something that you've never thought you could be. And you look at people who are doing things you wish you could do, and before you think, oh, well, I'm not them, that's just them, and you start to kind of see how they got there, and you start to see yourself in them, and it's really, really odd. It's kind of surreal, and that only came through the very, very, very hard work in the late nights. As you can see, it's 1:30, and I'm drifting and probably boring you, so I'm going to close it up here. I get some sleep.